Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented Blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
I'm back, yeah. Love, crazy 8th degree, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Death and for the shot round, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sithis, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm dangerous like. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are surely cold. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. So I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backward. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted drills you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews don't end right. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or Death Star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically the sum made up like you define math. This crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerd's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it is your man on the wall, captain of the ship, Chris Fury here, back with another episode, the Thursday edition of Blerd's Eye View. And if this is your first time here, you are welcome on the ship. None of that tomfoolery and none of that BS that we pull around over here, but you're welcome to come along and join us with the fun. And if you are a returning passenger, thank you. Remember to tell a friend. We are live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. And you can catch clips Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays doing, multiple things. You can also listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also catch us on Always Press Record TV or APRTV through your Roku or Amazon devices. So shout out to Trey Lawson for APRTV. He's doing some big things over there. But let's get this show started. Let's get this going. My second in command is here. Lady Mandalore. What's going on?
Hi. How I'm good. How are you? How is your week? Post Sinners.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
My mom is supposed to go with me. We were trying to get some tickets I was trying to get some tickets for the IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
Sold out all the way through Wednesday, and Wednesday's the last day they're having multiple showings.
See, here's the thing.
Bullshit.
It's an angry thing, but it's a good thing because that means people are going to see it.
But extended. What you mean 2 weeks in an IMAX theater? No, ain't nothing else coming out.
I am mad about that. I am so mad about that.
Rude.
Because look, I'm just like, yo, like today, they were doing. If you have a 70 millimeter
I don't wanna
IMAX
talk
theater
about it.
showing, no, it's not that.
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
no, and I deserved one. I
I know
deserved one.
you seen. I went. So I'm gonna tell the people because I went off in our group chat because Tafar I went and they snatched those things up. That you get it. What happens is if you make it to a 70 millimeter IMAX showing today, you get a piece of the film. Now, as the crew on this ship, we are collectors. We like this type of stuff. I have a cell from Black Panther that was given to me as a gift, and I why would I sell that? He gave it to me because he knows I'm a fan. So I still have that. And Tafari showed that people are on eBay already reselling this stuff, and I said these type of people make me sick.
I know one thing. They had better have bought a ticket. They had better have bought a ticket. I know
They
that
better have. That it's those type of people upset me. You're the one, you're part of that people, you're part of that crew of people. I'll put you in the same pool of people who they hate on something before they even see it, or just hate to be hating it, or don't even know what they're talking about. I put you in that pool of people. I Harriet Tubman, y'all. I just put y'all over there. I can't save y'all. There's no saving. I'm sorry. So other than that, but the crew that's here now. What's going on, Mal? What's happening? Lizzie's in the building. She made it in early.
Hey, Mal. Hey, Lizzie. How y'all
And
doing?
of course, Bama's here.
Hey,
What's happening?
Dick Bama.
But no, it's for as far as a week out, a week of center talk. It's been a week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a week.
Yes.
Thursday to Wednesday. So yeah, almost a week.
Yeah.
I hope you guys were proud because we're replaying our breakdown tomorrow. So tune in for that. But yeah, I couldn't be more happy.
I am very proud. I'm very proud.
I
I want to be happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud. You know what? Let's see if our guest just beamed in. Our guest did. Andrea Rose Washington is in the building. What's going on, Andrea?
Hi.
I love you.
How has your week been? Yes, your hair is.
It's been amazing. I'm recovering from my birthday last week, so I spent most of this week just.
Oh, fellow Aries. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're kind of tough this month.
Because April's it's an amazing month. It's just an amazing month.
It's all right.
What month is your birthday?
January. So, we get it rough. But you know what? When people show up for our birthdays, we know that they're real. And now we're in the streets in the winter. I know you for real. Okay, I know you love me. Loyalty. That's what we treasure.
Let me properly introduce everyone to our guest. Andrea Rose Washington is an author. She is a podcaster. She is a writer of many things. Trekkie, if I'm not mistaken.
I am a Trekkie, but I am no longer on the podcast though. So
okay. Just making sure. So
I'm still a Trekkie.
And that's fine. Look, for those who try to put Trekkies against Star Wars fans, shame on you.
Don't do that.
It's enough room for both fandoms. I'm just gonna say that.
Or is it better?
One is better. Wait a minute. What we doing?
It depends on what the project is. That's what it is.
Oh, that's a little tough. That's a little tough. I don't know.
I just want to say, one storyline sort of makes sense, and one's just all over the place. And I'm a Trekkie at heart forever.
Well, we're not talking about the one where they try to save the whales. I'm just saying it was like
speaking of Star Trek.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
Just one force is there's so much for Star Wars.
Well, of course, there's a lot of aliens to deal with, opposed to just staying on one ship. That's what it is.
And going where no one has gone before.
That's fine. That's fine.
And we're all over the place. So I get what you're saying, but we didn't in a good way. What's going on? Whoopty freaking dude's in the building. What's going on, Whoopty?
Hello. How's everybody doing?
I need to ask our guest. I don't know if you've seen Sinners yet?
I have not. I have,
Okay.
but I am not afraid of spoilers, and I actively love them because my anxiety goes crazy. So I have watched a lot of it on TikTok on purpose. I have seen so many scenes, and I'm like, okay, when I go to the theater, I will not cry.
You will
at
not be
the
disappointed.
person.
You definitely will not be
Person
disappointed.
who's like, oh my god.
You might honestly, you might. Oh, it's not that scary. It's not that kind
No,
of
no,
scary.
no, no.
I didn't know that, but now I know that, so I'm like, okay,
okay, good. Okay,
it's going to be amazing because I can watch it all the way through without
going.
Yes,
It's a. I'm finding myself to be a cinephile, and it's a kind of it's a must see. It's a must see film. If you are a fan of cinematography, this is a must see film. If you are a fan of symbolism, this is a must see film. If you're a fan of Black folks, this is a must see film. So it's so we kind of hit all the marks. You know, if you're a fan of vampires and erotic stuff, yeah, this is the must see. You got to go see it. You know, so. I want to shout out Fantastic Frankie because I seen a post she did earlier, and I loved how she addressed the eroticism. She said they addressed the sex and the eroticism without having nudity, and I said, you know what, you're right, and it's the way they address it. And I said, you know what, I picked up on that, and it's like you know it, but you don't. And I'm glad they didn't go that full Monty money shot situation because it wasn't necessary. There's films we've seen where it's like, yeah, this didn't do anything for the story, at all.
And it usually comes at the expense of the women. Like the men yelling.
As Fantastic Frankie said, she was like, all tit, no beef. I'm just like, okay. Andrea.
Yeah.
Let's get to you. You are a writer or author. Yeah. However you want to address it.
Either's fine.
Either's fine. Now, I know you have 2 books out right now. Ahmentree's Magic and Ahmentree's Magic, The Last Air Book 2. Let's talk about these 2 books.
So yes, I gave you 2 of my books. I do have more, but I would take up the entire time just talking about all my books. So I was like, I'll do the ones that are the most popular.
That's what you're here for, ma'am.
Yes.
But I also want to talk about some other stuff that I saw. So I was like, you know what? Let's give everyone everything.
She's being fair and gracious. I like that.
But Ahmentree's Magic, book 1 and 2, is like that book. When everyone asks me what my favorite book is, I can never answer because it's like if you have children, you can never say which one you love the most. Everyone has a favorite. No one says it out loud. But I was like, but this is true. But you love them in different ways, and so I have a book that made me an author. I have the book that I grew the most writing. It put me through the most. And then I have the book that was just fun. And it was so much fun. And that's Ahmentree's Magic, book 1 and 2. I was working in DC when I came up with the idea. Out of all my characters, Olivia London, she's the Unbound Witch. She's the main character in this story. She's the most like me. She handles things the way that I would, in the most random way if I had magic. And I just love that story. So that's why I decided to give that one to you guys today, because Olivia, she is me and I am her.
I love how you just said that Olivia is the Unbound Witch. And I said, that's kind of a cool title to walk around with.
Yeah. So
Olivia, I'm the unbound one. Oh, we've heard about you.
Unbound witches and unbound magicals or witches. They are people who live without a coven. In DC, there is the hierarchy where you have the elites, people who are in the covens, and the people who are not. And I got this idea walking across Congress, and because I would walk past it going to my office, and I would just think of that Hamilton song, Room Where It Happens. And I'm like, there is so much that is happening in this city that no one will ever see. That some people, a person who has lived in this area my entire life, will never see, will never be a part of. And that's sort of that's where Ahmentree comes from. It's the world of DC that you don't get to see because you don't have magic. And it is about Olivia London. She's an unbound witch. And then the owner of the shop where she works is murdered by a cult, and she's thrown into the underground coven system that she wants nothing to do with. And in that process, she knows, like, it's sort of thrust upon her to save the day, but she's actively fighting main character syndrome. She's like, hold up. I have a life plan for myself, and it does not involve this. I'm gonna let y'all handle this. I'm just trying to run a shop for other people like me. She's trying to be someone in her community to help other unbound witches and magicals and beings that are like cast out from the coven system. She has a plan for her life, and it does not involve mixing with the politics, and it's sort of being thrown on her, and this is how she's sort of handling it. And so I have one more coming in that series, but it is my most favorite.
I'm not gonna hold you. That is every making of a heroine or a hero.
Yeah.
It's literally like, I'm minding my own business. I help people whenever I can, and then I'm back in the shadows. I don't want the praise. I don't want the accolades. I'm just doing the right thing. And something major always happens. And it's like, look, it's Jon Snow. It's like, I'm not trying to be king. I don't want to be king. Yeah, but you're the best fit. So it's one of those things. Lady Mandela, question?
I think I want to know more about the book. I don't know how much more you can give away. I'm intrigued. I say that I am intrigued.
Okay. No, I can tell you so much more. People tell me to stop talking. So
please.
So my book, I like to keep them near me, near and dear.
Also, love the cover. It instantly would have been like, "Ooh, piece of candy. What is this?"
I'm going to show it again so the people can see it too.
Yes. Those covers.
Love the hair. Love the hair.
Yes.
So I am not natural with my hair, but I wanted my characters to be. I'm just too tender-headed and lazy, and but I love it and I appreciate it, and it's so beautiful. And so I was like, well, I'm going to give my character the thing that I don't have for myself, which is natural hair. So her hair is out. It is beautiful. She does not she maintains it, and I love it, and I live vicariously through her. So if I was natural and had more patience and understanding, I would have that hair.
Understood and accepted. Yes.
Yeah.
I see what it takes to have that beautiful crown, and
it is a journey.
I don't even like wrapping my hair sometimes. So that's where we're at. But this story takes place in different parts of DC and in Maryland. It really focuses on Olivia finding herself. So my main character, she grew up in the foster care system. She didn't have access to a lot that a lot of people in the covens had. She didn't know she was magical until she was a teenager, and she really had a really great mentor who was Mrs. Coe, who is the owner of the magical supply shop, who truly guides her and helps her, and is like is like basically her mother, the closest thing that Olivia has to a mother figure, to a mother. That is who Mrs. Coe is. And I actually based the older version of her off of my grandmother, because Mrs. Coe is that woman who took care of the people around her, who took care of her community, who helped anyone who was in need, you need $20, honey. Grandma, I got a job. I'm good. Like, you don't need to give me money. I'll take the $20. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll take the money. I'm not going to argue with you. You're 100. I'm not going to, you literally are 100. I'm not going to argue with you. And so that's who Mrs. Coe was. And she saw Olivia as a teenager, saw that she had no idea the life that she was a part of, and decides to take her in and decides to help her, and is truly loves and cares about this girl. But she also doesn't want to trap her into a life. She forces her to get a job outside of the shop, to meet people, to make connections. And Olivia is no. She says, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna hang out with my 2 friends because all y'all people are too much. Like, I don't trust y'all. Like, I'll work with y'all. Yeah, go ahead, coworkers, go on your paint sip and leave me alone. It's cool because I don't trust y'all anyway. I'm gonna go home with my friend and we're gonna drink wine in my apartment and have fun. That's who Olivia is. She minds her business, gets her job done. And during that time in my life when I was writing that, that's how I was. I didn't really connect with a lot of my coworkers, not because anything was wrong, but we just didn't really, you don't get along with everyone. It doesn't mean anyone's wrong or right.
Your coworkers are your coworkers, and
Yeah,
they're your coworkers.
That's where the line draws. That's where it draws the line.
Church and state, the way it should be.
Yes.
So,
go on over there.
Like, you have those few people who you connect with and they become like your family, but for the most part, you go to work to make the check. And so that's how Olivia viewed it. And she's like, I have my friends at home. Like, yeah, sometimes it's nice to be invited some places, but for the most part, we're from 2 different worlds and we don't understand each other. And I'm not trying to cross over to your world.
Correct.
And you sure as heck is not trying to cross over into mine.
Mm-mm.
And she knows that. And she's like, I'm not trying to become like you guys. I have my own world where I fit in, that I'm going to stay in my lane and do my thing because this is what I love. And so as the story progressed, that sort of breaks for her. She's forced to interact with people on the other side of the world, people in the covens. You have those who want to support her. And then you have those who are just like, who said you can be on this side of the tracks? Like, what are you doing?
Oh, boy.
Who do you think you are? And then so there's a couple more secrets that are revealed that I can't tell you guys about.
Naturally, go buy the book, people.
Yeah,
go buy the books. If you want them signed in purple ink, you can get them from my website. Just saying. If it's not in purple, it's not from me. Ooh, keep the purple wig. But she has this really great circle of friends that are around her, and I just really wanted to focus on that. And I wanted to focus on that main character who actively fought against being main character, because sometimes you read those stories where the heroine's like, we got to stop them, it's wrong what they're doing, if I have to lead the way, I will. She's like, okay, look, I agree what they're doing is wrong, but you're the police, handle it. Like,
right. What were y'all doing before I got here?
Yeah.
Like, this is your job, this is not on me. Where they're after you, you're the police, do your job. And so she has that mentality. And so it was sort of fun writing the reluctant hero. Because sometimes, in life, when your job gives you that more work with no extra pay and you're just like, yeah, I know I'm capable, but I don't want to do it.
I'm good. It's not necessary. I'm all right.
It's above me.
It's above me now.
It's above me now. That line.
That's above my pay grade. I don't get paid.
That's never going to be an old line. That will never be an old line. I swear. Between it's above me now and think big, bitch. Those 2 I will live by. Our fellow bibliophile, Whoopi, you got questions?
Yeah, you were mentioning how parts of your everyday have informed your world building. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you look at what's going on around you and go like, okay, this I want to be part of my book?
So funny story. I was walking. This is actually perfect because today I took a walk down to the river after on my lunch break. Because when you're an adult, you can actually like just do things. Like, oh wait, I'm not going to do this. I can go do this. Which it just recently hit me. I'm so sorry, but there's the river like a mile away from my job, and so for my lunch break, instead of eating, I decided to go take a walk down to the river, get some fresh air, somewhat of the fresh air from that river.
Somewhat.
Get a nice little iced tea to walk back to my office. And I was walking in Old Town and I was trying to figure out something for book 3 of where like their headquarters might be. And I saw this old building that was probably there from when Old Town Alexandria first actually became a thing. And I took a photo of it and I'm like, you're going to be in the book. You're going to be something. You're going to be a scene. Because I could see the scene of Olivia and her friends, can't say, Thank you. Olivia can't. I can't tell you Olivia's friends because then you'll know certain things about who certain aspects. But there is going to be a need for like a little mini headquarters in book 3, and I found the location for it today because just walking and seeing the city and seeing these old buildings and seeing how this does have that connection to history. Maybe not all good history, but there were about 2-3 buildings that I saw today that I took photos of that will be showcased in book 3 of Ahmentree's Magic, because just walking in the city, seeing, I just got inspired by where that Black church was and then where that historical building was and just like the emblem on the outside. And it's like, oh, you look like you were part of the Freemasons, huh? Secret society. That fits into this whole idea of needing a secret headquarters. I like this. And I took a photo. Hopefully there's no like photo of me taking a photo on some random old building. But that's how I sort of figure out what I want to go into my book. I was driving in some part of Maryland and I could just see where Olivia's house was from one of the scenes, because I was driving on the road and the trees were like on both sides, and it was like that very narrow, only maybe 1.5 cars can fit through at a time. Like one car is going all the way to the side. It's like that old country road. And I fell in love with the way the trees just sort of canopied over us. And it was almost blocking out the sun. And I'm like, there's like a secret entrance right off of here that no one would ever think to look at, because they're just so focused on trying to get through. They'll miss the magic of a secret entrance. And that's how I figured out where she was going to live. And so yeah, it's literally just walking and experiencing the area. And then sometimes if I have a certain idea in my head, it just falls into place like a puzzle.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to say, what other influences did you have? And I'm glad you mentioned all of those things, because you going out and about around the city and everything else, that influences you. That kind of gets a spark going. And you say, you know what? We do walk through our lives not really paying attention to just details. You could walk by something, like you said, a old street that really only one car can pass at a time, and nobody thinks anything of it. But then you look at it from an artistic or a creative point of view, and you're just like, yeah, this would be cool to be like this. And we don't notice these things, these old churches, these older buildings, and we never think about what's in them. Never been in them in a day in our life, but you never think about, I wonder how many people have passed through here of importance, or what important event happened here. Just like when you was mentioning Congress, what important we know there's plenty of important events that happened, but what was a moment that was like the linchpin? Or what was the fuse that lit it, and go through that. What shows or movies or characters give you influences on some of your writing?
They can also hear you. So,
yeah. Hi, baby.
I know she's over there. She's talking to me. My bad.
No, you're good. I didn't know if you knew you unmuted yourself. Oh, there she is. Okay.
So for shows and movies, that is sort of like a hard question, because I'm not necessarily sure I can say any, and not for the fact that I don't think anything inspires me, because I am inspired. Like there is a short story that I have in my short story book, Scenes Out of Place.
I was going to ask you about that.
That the wonderful Jocelyn Short did the art for.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to Jocelyn.
Okay, now that tracks. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Looks like you.
I got inspired by a TV show that I had saw called Arc on Sci-Fi, and it sort of inspired a short story that I wrote. But a lot of times for my other books, I purposely didn't like watch anything in that genre as I was writing it, because I didn't want it to remind people of something. I wrote them specifically because I wasn't seeing this story on TV. I wasn't seeing this version of it, of the way I wanted each and every single word to lay out on TV. And so I'm not sure. If something did, then I must not have realized it, because I will not. I watch a lot. I watch so much TV, a little too much TV.
Oh, well, you're amongst family. You're fine.
Because I loved like Predator. I loved all the Harry Potter movies. I love basically almost any Expanse, Star Trek. I've watched so many sci-fi TV shows. I've watched so many magic TV shows, but I'm not quite sure I follow sort of anything similar from what I saw in my original 3 trilogies.
I only ask because when you describe Olivia and basically her mentor, I think of Buffy and Giles and having the magical shop, you know, and it's like it just looks like a random shop that sells crystals, but there is so much more going on in that shop. Or in Supernatural, those final seasons, the Winchesters come across a bunker that happens to be the old bunker for the Men of Letters, and there's a ton of stuff in there, you know, that no one would ever think, because you walk out the bunker, it just looks like a random rusted out fallout shelter, you know, that nobody would ever see because it's off the beaten path and no one would ever come across it. So I think about stuff like that and wonder, like, what influences someone to add something to it, or has a moment of epiphany to say, hey, you know what, this would be cool, but let's twist it.
I'm gonna like pick up my face, eat my words real quick, because there is a show that I'm now realizing, like, as you were explaining that, I'm now seeing it. The show that influenced Ahmentree's magic the most. It was Charmed. It was how magic was in the real world. The original Charm.
Yes.
Before.
Yes.
Before.
The magic in the real world. I've always loved real life and magic happening in the same universe. While I did love Harry Potter, it sort of sucked that like they were so ignorant of literally so many other, like, this whole Muggle world. It's like, you live there, you're not on a different plane, you're not in a different dimension, you are in this, you live, they're your neighbors. What are you talking about? You don't know what's going on. Like,
it was both sides, one, like the Muggle side, you were either exposed to it by accident and that's how you noticed it, or you didn't notice it at all. And then the other side, they just like, oh, they are dirty people. We don't, we don't,
and then like
we don't
how
mingle.
Different of technology was between them, like how one world was still living like they did in the Regency era with lamps and quills and parchment, and it's like, pens exist. Don't tell me pens wouldn't be easier. A pencil wouldn't be easier than ink and a quill. What are we doing? And I loved that in Charmed, it was, you had a day job. That didn't mean your job could have nothing to do with magic, with anything that's going on. And there were people who knew, people who didn't. But they weren't disconnected from each other. Right. They still walked the same streets. They still shopped at the same grocery store. They might have been an extra little store to, get your magical supplies, but otherwise it was in the real world. And that always stuck with me. And now I'm realizing, Charm probably had a really big thing to do with
I will say the Halliwell sisters. They would not be able to afford the house insurance for as many times as that house has been through.
They had Leo. He just fixed everything for them. The house was paid off.
Like, yeah, exactly. I swear that first season, I'm like, man, they are tearing this house up. I'm like,
they buy in bulk. They got a warehouse with spare parts.
Like, tore up all the crown molding. It's just not making sense anymore. No, but so you mentioned Charmed and I mentioned Supernatural. I see Bama mentioned Warehouse 13, which is still one of my favorite shows. What drives you for your characters? Because I like now scenes out of place. I was going to ask you about.
Scenes Out of Place is a collection of short stories, everything from dragons reawakening to surviving a zombie apocalypse to finding yourself in space when you didn't ask to be there. It came out last October. But what drives me to write is I'm seeing it a lot now, like more. But when I was a kid, I was that kid who read like with the pillow, the light under the covers, like hiding the book under the pillow when your mom comes in. I read everything. I read all the Scooby-Doo movie, all the Scooby-Doo books, like the actual books. I owned them. The Mary-Kate and Ashley books. Like I had the whole
People forget those.
Yes.
People forget those.
Any like fantasy stories. I remember my brother read the Animorph series. Like we were huge readers growing up, and I loved the stories, but I never saw myself as the main character. I always saw myself as their best friend, as the one random character that came in for this one book, as the disposable girlfriend when I got older. It's like, oh, they date her until they find the one, they get with one they really wanted. We were the plot armor or the cannon fodder, and I want to go to space. I am literally that girl. Like if they were doing all these space launches 50 years ago and we had a chance to go live in space, I'm going to go do that, because why not? Why not? I want to live in space. I want to have magic. I am that girl that goes on a cruise, and every single time I look up to the heavens and I say, God, if you tell me if I jump off this boat, I become a mermaid, I will trust you. Like, and I close my eyes and he says nothing. And I'm like, okay, next time. Like,
especially nowadays. I was like, this is they just revealing, oh, there's aliens, and everybody's just like, yeah, at this point, we don't care.
Let me be a mermaid. And I want to see, I loved all of this. I wanted to be in that world. I wanted to see all of this. And I wasn't seeing it with people who looked like me. And I decided I had to change that. And then all of my main characters are Black women, because we can be leads too. And we can have fantasy stories. We can have sci-fi stories. We can be in a world with high elves. We can do all of that. Or high fantasy with elves, not high elves. Or, do you.
Or high
elves. Or high elves. Let's do that.
Inspiration for
another smoking that ganja up in Lord of the Rings.
So that drives me, is making those stories where Black people are the leads for no other reason than we exist. And this is not a diss to any other types of stories, but I've noticed that when I'm at conventions, people always ask, oh, well, where are your characters from? The DMV, because that's where I'm from. Like, it's like, oh, well, why is your main character Black? Because I'm Black. Black people exist. And that's an actual question I actually got.
And
I was like, because I'm Black. Because we exist. And there doesn't need to be a reason why the main character is Black. Like, it just is. We exist. And that's what all of my main characters are Black, because Black people exist, not because they're from a certain area, which is, again, no shade to that, but it's like we don't have to make an excuse of why the character is the skin color that they are.
Nobody asked that question of any other.
Nope.
That's a fact.
Oh.
So how often we've seen the layout. I mean, Lovecraft Country gets mentioned on this show more than anything, and we see it there. We just witnessed Sinners. We see it there. We've seen it South of Midnight. We've seen it in the game form now. Seeing Black women, Watchmen with Regina King. We've seen it there. So it can be done. And I think it just takes us to do it, because no one else will. Not in the proper fashion anyway.
Right. And I don't want anybody else writing us. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't want nobody writing for
The Woman King is another Woman King, G20, stuff like that. Yeah. And you're right, Lady Mandalore. I don't
Scandal.
Scandal was good. Scandal's had us rooting for the mistress, and I will never forgive her. That was really hard. I had to stop. I was like, hold up.
Like, the side piece is the main piece. It's just weird, but okay.
But no, so then like I wish my sister-in-law would let me post my niece, but I respect that. So there's this photo. We babysat my niece over the summer, and actually I'm gonna show you which book it was. It was this book. It was a Lendl. She's 2. She can't read, but she's used to picking up books and having people read them to her. And so she found my book downstairs and sat down with it upside down, but reading, like faking like she was reading my book. And I almost cried. And I took a photo of it and I almost cried, because that is why I am doing this now, because she will grow up never not seeing herself on a cover. She will grow up always seeing herself on a cover. It will not be something that's happening in her lifetime. She will not have to pick between 2 or 3 authors that people will talk about that were blessed enough to get traditionally published before self-publishing became a thing. She will not have to like, hey, I'm looking for this one particular type of story written by this one author, but I can't remember their name. She would have her pick of books with main characters that look like her, that talk like her, that think like her, and that have shared life experiences, who understand the jokes. And that is like, I saw that and I almost cried, because like she's 2 and she's holding my little book, sitting down, fake reading, and I just love it. I'm like, you're always gonna see yourself.
I know what you're saying. I mean, even seeing like in the Marvels, seeing Tiana Paris's character Monica telling Nick Fury she can't fly. She's been practicing. She hasn't gotten it yet. And he yells out, "Black girl magic." And I swear, every black person in the theater laughed and clapped, because we knew what that meant. And so seeing black leads, especially female black leads, makes it all the more better, because it's magic. It does something. Even as speaking as a black man, it does something seeing a black woman front and center and not be ostracized, not be sexualized, and actually be seen as the hero, the one that got it out the mud, and realizing, she's got to do twice as much to prove her point, but doing that twice as much just makes her that much more of a badass. I mentioned The Woman King. Love that film. Mad that it didn't get the recognition it did, and it's based off of a true tribe of women, and the stuff in history, and people just they can't handle it, which I'm glad they can't handle it, because we can. So seeing those types of projects come out, and then when like Scenes Out of Place, when you're describing Scenes Out of Place, I'm envisioning a series, like a live action or an animated series, like Love, Death, and Robots, or Star Wars Visions, or something like that, or even Tales from the Dark Side. That type of, like an anthology series of different stories that people are going to say, I need another episode of this particular thing, or I need another episode of that, because that it couldn't be it. That couldn't be the end of the story. I need some more. That is what we're looking for. I think we are in an age, especially with all of us being involved with Blerd Station, we are at a stage now where they can't ignore us anymore. We are here, and whether you try to say XYZ, we don't care. We're gonna put it out anyway. We're gonna be petty. I'm sorry. Oh, we are petty.
And we're also gonna support it.
Yes. So our grid. Speaking of which, our grid of horror. You got a question?
Hello, everybody. My apologies. I was trying to make sure I get to it until dawn, until tomorrow, because it actually comes out. I'm gonna review it. So that's the reason why I'm late. No, I mean, there was a couple of things that I was listening to that was kind of my question. So I was to say this, what's next? What is your next volume of stories from your head?
So, fun question, because so many things. First on the docket is I'm finishing up my sci-fi series, which is called Elendil. It's about Adriana. She finds herself on an alien planet in the middle of an intergalactic war, all because the mother who she thought abandoned her is really a general in the alien army. So now she has to help save a planet she never called home.
Say less.
So,
Damn.
I have 2 books out currently in this one, and so I'm working on the third. I'm about.
You had that book on.
I'm sorry.
You had that book on. I remember seeing that.
Oh yes. I have about half of it done, the first draft of it done, and I'm almost done with the second one. I'm also working on the third book for Ahmentree's Magic, and then that will be the last one in that series as well. And then I have 2 new books that I'm sort of working on. One is called Capital Sorcery. It is the alternate version of Ahmentree's Magic. It was the other way. I had 2 major plots for Ahmentree's Magic, and I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do. And so this one has like this almost similar, like it had the same beginning, like the first 2 chapters were very similar. And then it completely goes in a whole different direction. And then I had Ahmentree's Magic outlined. And I went with Ahmentree's Magic first. The Capital Sorcery is more of a darker magical story that's based in DC. And it will have more romance. It will have more magical beings, and it will be more higher rating stuff.
before I pass that, well, go ahead.
And then I have a cozy mystery series that I love wine that's going to be based in a vineyard. And so of a Black woman owning her own vineyard and then selling cozy mysteries, because I love cozy mysteries. And if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments and shoot them to me, because I've been looking for them. I need more Black-led cozy mysteries. Sometimes I just want like a nice little fun read of a random woman somehow getting thrown into being a detective. So
like The Residents,
send them to me. I love some cozy mysteries. So if you know any Black female-led cozy mysteries, let a girl know. But I am writing one now too.
That part.
Andrea, you are a woman after my own heart.
Yeah.
Because not only will I read these series, I want to see them on a screen somewhere.
I will be hopefully working with Jocelyn, who did my wonderful, amazing art.
Shout out to Jocelyn Short.
Doesn't she look like me? Yeah.
I was going to say she looks like you, purple hair and all.
Yeah. It's my braids, and all of the ideas are coming out of my hair because they all have to come out. And I would like to work with her, and like next year, once I get once I get Elendil and Ahmentree's Magic done, to turn this into more of like an art book. Because she did the cover, and I love her work, and I just felt like she'll be able to bring this into a visual form. And then I also would like to do art books for all of my books, because I see it, and I need them to be an art book.
You need a coloring book? Because I will do a coloring book at 45 years old. I
didn't think about a coloring book, but that is interesting.
Yes, I will.
That would work. That would work.
And then I will have my daughter do a coloring book with me, and so she will be also drawing Black characters. Yes.
I'm glad that you said that you seen your niece and you took a picture of her reading your book, Elendil. And I think that's cute, and you're right. Because Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, perfect example of a show of seeing a young Black girl being a hero, the smartest person in the Marvel universe, and still being a teenager and dealing with teenager things. And in that what 2 seasons, things are actually addressed, but that we haven't seen anywhere else. Shows like Craig of the Creek, dealing with certain elements of the show that we would recognize, so it's so necessary to see these types of stories. Damn.
Say it again.
So, Spartan, do you have a question for Andrea?
Live long and prosper.
I had to say that because I was indisposed at the beginning of this podcast when they try to say who was the better fandom, and I was saying let's not ruin the moment. Let's not ruin the moment. Let's be respectful of all fandoms.
We are respectful of all fandoms.
We are, except for Twilight.
Yes, Twilight,
it was just not a healthy love story.
Twilight was roasting glittery hell.
It was the most terrible. Like, it's not a healthy love story. That is not a healthy love. Do not aspire to have that love, young women.
If we're really
not aspire that.
If we're really being honest, Twilight was basically the modern Helen of Troy. Everybody went to war over a white girl.
Just not even that. The love story. You never go catatonic over a person that does not want you, and you knew this person.
That
the
part.
timeline of Twilight is canonically like less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 2 years from the first book to the. I watched a whole TikTok person break it down from the first. Book, I haven't read them, but I did watch the movie. Except the third one because I didn't care. From the first book to the last book to end of the last book, it's less than 2 years. All of that happens in less than 2 physical years. She knew this man for 6 months before he left her, and she went into comatose. No,
and
you gave up your entire life for a man you just met in high school.
See, she gets it.
No.
Everybody. See, now you see why
you went for a creepy old guy. The creepy
now you see why I was pissed about that franchise. And I'm like, this is several years after they canceled Angel and Buffy. And I'm like, do you understand why this franchise pissed me off? I'm like, you mean to tell me we just had a whole girl that had 2 vampires fawning over her? And yes, she still dealt with that stuff, but she still went out and kicked ass. And now here we go, spinning the block. And we got this girl, like you said, knew a vampire for 6 months and now can't leave the room.
I said it once.
What part of the game is this?
I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Twilight was the best 2 hours of sleep I ever got in a movie theater. But no, I don't really have. I was gonna sit there and say really quickly, I don't really have a question because again, I just literally went to your Amazon and just added all your books to Kindle. So I wanted to actually read it because one, I know this has probably been repeated, but I love to see more female authors. I do want to see more stories being told from that perspective. I do want to see more, not your traditional, I'm not going to say his name because I'm not trying to ruin our chances of actually coming up in the world because we might actually run into him, but less of his stories of the guy in the dress that I can't say his name.
You're
kind
good.
of fear I'm getting at.
You're good. You're good.
I was told not
Let's
to say
talk
his
about that
name.
offline.
But no, I would sit there. I was trying to think of a question. I was really trying to think of a question outside. I can go the Trekkie route because you and I both share a love for fandoms. I gotta ask. This is going to be just random. Favorite series?
So.
Go ahead.
2 things. One, Bama de Blerd. 50 Shades of Grey is a fan fiction of Twilight, so that's why it's basically Twilight without vampires. She stole that person's characters and then made fan fiction and then she name changed. Second thing, so I started watching that's Twilight. Star Treks with my dad when I was a kid, and so until I was like 13, I did not know there were multiple shows. I thought they were all one show because I would go in his office and they were already beyond. So I never saw the opening credits. And he would be working and I would just lay on his floor in his office and just like, oh, we have Askari today. Cool. And then it was the one that was like, oh, Whoopi's on today. Cool. And it was just like, and I never looked it up. And I'm also, I am old enough to remember a time before internet was a major thing. So I didn't look it up because my dad had the internet he had the dial-up cord in his office for work.
Get off the phone. I need the line.
But it's grandma. I don't care. We're in the middle of season, whatever.
So I did not have the internet like that to just look it up. So and it wasn't until I was older that I knew it was more than one show. So I didn't know that. So I'm gonna go off the new shows. because from the old shows, I never watched them all the way through because I didn't. It was like, oh, today we're in that one we're in Deep Space Nine today. Oh, that's Void. Didn't know they were different shows. So of the new ones that have come out, my all-time favorite that is strictly Star Trek and not hijinks is Strange New Worlds. I absolutely love Strange New Worlds. It is beautiful. It is the one that reminds me the most of the shows I watched with my dad. It reminds me most of Enterprise and Next Generation and Voyager and Deep Space Nine. Strange New Worlds gives me those feels, and I remember watching it.
Nice.
I will say the musical episode and seeing Klingon sing, I was just like, this is different.
Klingon boy band.
But I was here for it. I'm like, oh, this is really funny now.
Klingon singing?
Yeah.
Yes, a Klingon boy band. Yeah.
You're gonna watch it.
Wow.
It's the most hilarious moment.
Let's get your ears ready for it.
Because the songs they're doing, they're kind of catchy. And then all of a sudden the Klingons just turn into this whole boy band, and they once it's done, they look at each other like, we take this to our graves.
Right. This will never be mentioned in front of Kalis.
Trust me, you don't want to see that. It's going to be tattooed to your brain. You'll never forget it.
I mean, no, I definitely want to see it at this point.
But it's awesome.
But my actual favorite that I watch over and over and over again is Lower Decks.
Oh yeah,
that's
that is funny.
How did I know she was gonna say that?
Oh, I love Lower Decks. Except I love everything about that show except that little robot that everyone else gives like a second chance to. Peanut Hamper can go kick rocks because the girl's not. The girl's not.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick 3 captains to follow into battle, who would it be?
Card.
Fair, very
Correct.
more than fair.
Correct.
Solid, very solid.
She's doing good so far. Let's get them.
Yes.
Let's get number 2.
There's a debate going on in her head.
Careful.
God, did I just forget their name? Did I just forget someone's name? I did just forget someone's name.
Which series is
So-
it?
I'm about to say the Scarborough.
I bet so we can help out. Which
It's
series?
not Discovery. It's not Discovery. They just took no. So
Michael Burnham, maybe.
I respect Janeway. And so but it's like I don't know. I'm trying to debate like would I follow like
Would you follow someone that got you lost in Delta Quadrant?
Got you lost in the first place.
It depends on what shirt color I am. To know if I'm gonna go with Janeway.
Wow.
No,
That's not wrong.
Yeah.
She wakes up as a red shirt. She's like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
If
good.
you're a red shirt in Janeway, you don't make it
And
very
it
long.
also depends if I'm a series regular or if I'm that person who comes in like, oh hey, congratulations, she got this award. You're gonna come with us on this away mission. No, because I'm gonna die.
So I'll throw the question this way: would you rather be on DS9 or would you rather be on DS9 or would you rather be on the Enterprise?
DS9? Because I have the option of maybe sometimes traveling. If I want to go, like,
You have the option of maybe sometimes traveling, any position that you want. Which area would you love to be on?
I would do DS9 because I liked the feel of that show the most when I was watching. I did enjoy it the most.
Okay.
Picard made me feel safe, but I would have to go on missions with him, and I don't want to do that all the time. Like, look, I joined Starfleet for science. I'm not military.
Picard tries to pull the best out of you. He's like, I know.
I'm about to say, Picard's away team survival rate is not exactly high.
It's always when it's that rando. Now, if it's a series, if I'm a series regular, I'm in there like swimwear. Let's do this. I got you. But every episode, they commandeer someone. They're like, oh, he's here just for a little bit. We're going to show him around. Come on this away mission. Nothing's going to happen to you. Boom, you're dead. Like I can call that at the beginning of the episode. Oh, those 2 people got commented, and then the Gorn came and you got eaten.
Oh no, the space.
I was gonna say,
but I knew you were going to.
Mal mentions the 3 that I wouldn't mind. Cisco, Picard, and Pike.
New Pike or
Pike.
old Pike?
Take that K out
New
of there.
Pike.
Give me new
Malika.
Pike.
Agree.
Give me Strange New World Pike. And
Old
again,
Pike-
series regular, not getting accommodation from him. Like I need to be
That's that.
see me every
I was
day.
gonna
Let me
say.
work in the bar. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
I'm about to be down.
At least with at least with Cisco, you're just like literally don't piss the captain off. I'm telling you, don't just do what he tells you to do, and don't second question it.
That part.
Because he said we going to war, and I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
I mean,
I would like to be on lower decks though. I would like to be on the Cerritos because I feel like they have fun on the Cerritos.
oh, they do.
They have so much fun.
Especially with the Riker pose. The Riker pose made famous.
I would
They're
love.
going backwards chair.
Let me just like have a little vacation on the Cerritos for just like a little bit.
There.
Obey.
You know, I finally caught him while running. It's only took
A wild Obi in his habitat.
Spartan's been watching Steve Irwin in his off time.
man. And now he goes. Well, gonna go run.
So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to come back with our guest, Andrea Rose Washington. We're going to talk about some more nerdy stuff, and we're going to check out a couple trailers. So we will be right back after this. Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented Blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company.
Not too long ago, I was a nobody till I bodied everything I touch. Open them red gates, I ain't never been scared of a demon, I eat them for lunch. Leaving they bodies covered up in dust, running up my level, they ain't got the guts. Had to cut them out, I ain't had enough, thought I was a noob calling out bluff. I'm in a different bracket, I'm the one causing the racket. My shadow on me got my back when it's game time. Ain't no key binding, we gon' find a way to hack it. You need a code to beat me, I'm him. Bet you won't do it again. S rank, send your best raid, I'ma leave with the win. They think I am the weakest link. Oh, little do they know I am the one true king. I don't need mercy, I don't need fame. I don't need it. I rewrite legends, I seal their graves. Let them shadows rise when I command. Arise. I decide how this world ends. I don't need mercy, I don't need fame. I seal their grave.
I was considered the weakest, confidence shattered to pieces. A future like that is the bleakest. So much regret that you never know peace. This is my moment to know what my peak is. They joking but don't know my reasons. Of course, I know I could die, but if I don't try, then what will that teach? Maybe to each his own, defeat gets thrown, and I'm never able to reach the throne. Or all of a sudden, my knowledge is something inside of this dungeon that keeps us going. Shit, maybe this speech is born, and you'll do anything to keep from snoring. But listen, the system put me in position, got every intention to keep on growing. I'm past rank with the old me, my gas tank never on E. Make fast bank with my own team, my last name what they gon' sing. It's sung, Jinwoo, my dagger slashing like Gensu. To make it fancy, I split you, then necromancy uplifts you, uprise. Take a look in my eyes. Who the king here? You don't see fear, please don't seem so surprised. Everything has a price, the things I've sacrificed. I'll never be the same when I beat this game, greatness seems to be the prize.
I don't need mercy, I don't need faith.
I don't need it.
I rewrite legends, I seal their graves.
Let them know.
Shadows rise when I command.
Arise.
I decide how this world ends. I don't need mercy,
I don't need it.
I don't need faith.
Yeah.
I seal their graves.
I seal their graves.
Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights, tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant. We are back.
I knew Andrew was going to prank after that. I knew it.
I love me some South Park. I know exactly what episode that's hilarious.
Hey,
shout out to DC for writing that one. I did the voice work, obviously. Shout out to Crazy 8 and Thrizzy for that new song that just dropped, Seal Their Graves, the Jinwoo rap. So check that out on Spotify. I want to say it's on Spotify. You can check it out on the YouTube channel and many more places.
I've had that song on loop ever since he said, "Hey, it's out. Okay, let's go." Because I'm already a fan of that anime anyway.
Yo,
so just
those ads or something. Hey,
Crazy Eight's new single will literally help you do PR reps. I should know because my chest is on fire from doing 200 push-ups. My chest is on fire.
All right. So we are with our guest, Andrea Rose Washington, author, Trekkie, podcaster, all around Blerd girl, magical Blerd girl. So outside of Shadow Jutsu. Spartan got Shadow Jutsu again.
Here we go again.
How did you see it before we did? What just? Okay.
I heard it.
You heard it. You heard it before you saw it.
Yeah, it's a gift. I can't help it.
That's why I get fun. That's why I get fun of making fun of Until Dawn jokes.
Outside of Star Trek, what other sci-fi stuff are you into, Andrea?
So, I'm glad you asked because there's an amazing show that is on Sci-Fi Channel right now that I just need everyone to watch because I needed to go more than I think it's about to start its third season. It's called The Ark. It is basically, Earth is dying because we killed it, and these people are on there's a group of people. They're in space, and they are trying to they thought they were going to one planet to reconnect with all the other arcs to survive, and they've been asleep, but of course there's an attack and they don't know. There's maybe debris hit and they're just trying to scramble because all the people in charge are killed. It's not only the second in commands are there. It's hijinks in space and I love it. And it's very smart people, but they're doing dumb crap and I love it. I love people sometimes. I normally hate when smart people make dumb decisions, but this was you take all the problems of Earth into a spaceship where it's like, hey, hold up, I wasn't supposed to be in charge again. We had leadership. Leadership's dead. It's like, well, now we're in charge, and they're just trying to survive, and I love it. And there's 2 seasons so far, and yes.
Right.
I generally like Sci-Fi Channel because they do get some good gems, but sometimes they pull the rug out. They pull the rug out of a lot of shows. Eureka was one of them. Eureka was one. Defiance. I love
Warehouse
Defiance.
13.
Warehouse 13. Those are some faves.
Which is why I'm telling you guys, so you can go. It's on. If you have Peacock, you can watch it on Peacock right now. First 2 seasons are out. Amazing, hilarious. Actually, I don't think they're trying to be funny. I just think I found some of the stuff funny. But it's so good. It's called The Ark. I've also I had a whole list in my head until you asked me. Now I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to rewatch Expanse. Like I had started it a while ago when it first came out, before it got canceled and moved to a whole new. Like I started all the way back then, and then like I fell behind, so now I'm going to like restart it. I think right now those are my 2 main sci-fi ones besides Star Trek. I did try and watch Foundations on Apple TV, and while I did give it a 10 out of 10 in my review, because like it literally was a great show, it just didn't do it for me. Like the storyline, the execution of it, the plot, beautiful. But I was like, I just don't care about any of these characters. Also on Apple TV. For All Mankind, love that show. If you have not watched it, it's like a different take of American history. If they did go to the moon, if they kept going back to the moon, if America wasn't first, and how the space race never ended. That's one that was one of my favorite ones, and I watched it religiously. And up until the past season that just happened. I don't consider this a sci-fi show, but it's still. I don't consider it either, so I'm going to throw it out there.
I can't hear
Look,
you.
you kind of went out for a second. You
You
went muffled.
No, you're good now.
There you go.
You're good now.
Okay. It went muffled for a hot second. What was that again?
I love Mythic
Quest.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know it's not technically sci-fi. And it's closer to fantasy because then the gaming, but because it's computers, I'm gonna throw it sci-fi.
I mean, they are right. It is a video game, so there's science involved, and there's fiction because they're writing a story about fantasy fiction. It works. It fits.
It was mentioned in the chat, but the Orville is a favorite.
That is a good one too.
I gave that a chance. And I said, it's by Seth MacFarlane, so I like Family Guy, you know. And I'm watching that first season is like a lot of hijinks, but then it really, when it starts getting serious, it gets good.
It's heavy. It's real heavy.
Yeah, and I'm like, this. I didn't know it was gonna be this good. Like surprisingly.
That's when the pay level comes in, and you show somebody that's never seen it, and they're like, I can't whip this cliffhanger. What are they gonna do with it? And you just want to sit there and go, yeah.
They got the green light for another season. It's just
exactly.
Yeah.
We're just waiting.
I don't know why we're not getting it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm old school with it. I am a huge fan of Space 1999.
There, that's another one.
That was a phenomenal series. I don't think got enough clout behind it. So
I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who.
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
We are Whovians in this space. Let's go.
I still need a TARDIS for my birthday.
I like the 100.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then there's another one. I was trying to Google the name of it really quick, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was also a sci-fi show. I want to say
Homeboys and ours.
Tafar, I see. We're going into Dark Matter.
I want to say because it was the one where like those people woke up on the ship and they all had amnesia and they didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't Farscape, was it?
No, it wasn't Farscape.
The girl, if anyone watches The Rookie, the girl who plays Lucy on the rookie
Yeah.
was on
She ended
that
up being
show.
like the captain. She ended up being like the
Yeah,
captain.
and like they were like all sort of like thieves,
And it's
but because they
not-
had an amnesia, they were sort of the good guys, but still doing things in the bad way. And I
Mhm.
can't think of the show, but it
And
takes
it's
place
not
in space.
Dark Matter.
Was
and
it Dark
it's not,
Matter?
I want to say it was Dark Matter, but I don't. For some reason, that doesn't feel
don't
right to me.
think
I could be wrong.
I just searched the whole synopsis, and Dark Matter was the first result.
It's gotta be. It's gotta
It sounds
be.
like Dark Matter, but it also sounds like, were they bounty hunters?
Yes, they might
Yeah,
have
they're
been.
like bounty hunters / pirate.
Killjoys.
Six people wake
That's
up on a
another one.
deserted spaceship with no memory of who they are or what they're
Yes.
doing there.
Yes.
Dark Matter.
I feel like it was called something else.
Yeah.
And just when it was getting good, like really good.
It is called
Because-
Dark Matter. Yes,
Yeah, just when it was starting to get really good, they canceled it.
they did,
Yep.
and I was really sad because I was in it. I didn't even know it was canceled. By the time I started watching it, it was already canceled, and I didn't know that. And so I'm watching like, oh, when's the next season?
Yeah.
Well, they pulled an NBC. They got scared after one season and got rid of it.
I'm like, and I'm like, I said, sci-fi, you supposed to be the station that keeps these types of shows going.
Yep.
And it's really good. So I love those type of sci-fis where you're all in space trying to save the day, trying to figure out what's going on, get to the next place, whatever. I just love
Yeah,
that.
that's up there with Stargate and Stargate Universe.
I did like Stargate.
Yeah.
I watched that a lot during the pandemic.
It took me a minute to get around to it, but once I did, I'm like, okay, this is hard. It was a hard transition for me from the film to the television show because plus it was such a large gap.
Yeah.
When they
Between
decided
that-
they were going to start doing
I was
it.
gonna say
James Spader
between
was
that
good.
and Atlantis, when you had Jason Momoa and nobody knew who he was, we knew he was Lobo on Atlantis before he got to DC.
Oh man,
What was
so,
it? Stargate?
Yeah,
yeah,
Stargate
Oh, wow.
Atlantis.
he was in Stargate Atlantis.
he was getting around. He was on Baywatch and Stargate Atlantis, and
Yeah.
he was getting around.
Baywatch
You know-
Hawaii. You know, when Baywatch was somehow still a thing.
Yeah.
I remember that show. I watched it.
So we have a couple trailers we want checking out. One of them is our favorite macabre girl going back to Nevermore. That would be our very, very, very own Wednesday Addams. We're going to check that out right now.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
Anything else on your person?
Brown paper packages tied up.
Damn.
How are you gonna play with that?
These are a few of my favorite things.
You care to explain this?
Sun cream. Seriously?
This is the first time you've ever willingly returned to a school. How does it feel?
Like returning to the scene of the crime. Howdy, Ruby. I already know where the bodies are buried. Let's play dolls. I mean, it is a little creepy, but the curls are super soft. It's made from real human hair. Wherever there's murder and mayhem, you will always find an Addams.
Every family has dark secrets, Wednesday. And secrets can have deadly consequences.
You don't need to worry about me, Mother. I do my best work in the dark.
I hate that they split it up in two parts. Just give us the whole freaking thing,
I
okay?
knew that. I knew that.
I've noticed that. I'm glad that I'm glad that at least the break isn't as huge.
Yeah.
like you're waiting 2 years for another season or something like that. They're like, no, at least you're getting it within the same year. And they're just, but yeah, Jenna Ortega as Wednesday is a fun watch. If you haven't seen the first season, that's just a fun watch. And then it's kind of snatch it at the heartstrings in the first season when something happens to Thing, and you're just like, oh, wait, not him, you know, and you're just like, okay, he's fine, because she almost lost it. So yeah, it's no, that's, I know Christy, I know exactly who you're talking about. No, that's not the same chick. That girl that's been going viral at the cons, her name is Lorena Parker.
Yeah,
and it's a dead ringer.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, her stuff's starting to drum up again because she's been out there getting it in.
The pull-ups with the leg out and the stone face. I give her respect for that. I mean, she's just.
I think the military guys were sitting there like, yo, she was deadlifting and everything. I was like, she's so little. And that's the fool. That's where she fools. No, what are you guys thinking about Wednesday season 2 or what we've seen so far?
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I think we're getting more of the family this time too.
Yeah,
I like it
because it took on secrets. So
yeah,
that's what's coming back on my father.
I just want to see who Uncle Fester's going to be, because I know we're not going to get Christopher Lloyd to come back and do it.
No, it's he was from SNL. I can't remember his name right now. He was
Fred
Armisen.
Fred Armisen. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he looked different.
He popped up in last season. He popped up last season.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did.
Like I think one episode he was like on the run, and I'm like, yeah, typical Uncle Fester.
Yeah. The phone call. Right. The phone call. That's what it was.
And so it's I like Jenna Ortega's being in like.
Does she make it through TSA with all the illegal ass weapons and
Like,
sun cream,
seriously.
or
Look, dude just asked her about the sunscreen.
And
I was like,
that was a whole new ground sketch right there.
That's how you know TSA is a little bit lax.
whose fault is that?
Man, you can.
I feel like with the last one, we sort of knew what the mystery was maybe going to be about from the trailers.
Mhm.
This one, I have no idea, which is
Right.
which is could either be a good thing or a bad thing, because I don't know who, like, what's going to happen. What is the plot line of this story, so I can like get my brain straight. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's her wanting. It's her. It seems like at the end of last season, she hated that school.
Yeah.
But by the time everything unfolded, and now you're going into the new season, she was like, "Oh, there's more going on here, and I like it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially that first season when Pugsley is getting bullied, and she decides to dump Piranha into the pool, and I'm just like, I don't see nothing wrong with the logic right now.
You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I mean,
Yes,
they were
I
playing
mean-
the game, they won a stupid prize.
I'm sure this was not her first time around the park, and like y'all should have known what she was about.
I'm trying to figure out where she get the piranhas personally.
This Wednesday. Come on now.
We listen and we don't judge.
Exactly.
She did her job as the older sister to protect the younger brother from other people except herself, because she can do whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't touch my sibling, and because you touched my sibling, you will never touch anyone else's.
That's right. Only I can.
And as
Yes,
a younger
that-
sibling, I respect that, and I love an older sibling.
See, I literally looked at my wife. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with that. They said he lost a toe.
Then he's learned a very important lesson.
There it is.
Every time
Oh,
he
see,
looks
when-
at that toe, he'll remember.
Right.
Think twice.
Oh man, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Jenna Ortega in just like a bunch of different projects,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't remember that she was the daughter of one of the senators in Iron Man 3. They don't remember that. Like,
Oh yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah. No.
like she was little. She was in the wheelchair. You know, it was the whole extremist armor situation, and
Right.
yeah, she was missing a limb. Yeah. Go ahead, Linda Moore.
No, Lainey, turn it, like turn the mic itself a little bit towards you.
Oh,
like the
We
baby.
are in a whole
Right direction.
We are in a whole.
Does it sound better? Because I took out the
Now
the
it
plug.
sound better.
That's because I took out the plug, so I have no idea what was going on with the mic, but whatever.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Okay.
So
Appreciate it.
And we're back.
so another project that kind of fell in the lap that I did not expect is seeing John Cena and Idris Elba on screen together again.
Idris just said, "I want all the unserious roles you can send me."
So if people are trying to figure this out, Idris Elba is the Prime Minister of England, and John Cena is the ex-action star who's now the President of the United States, which I'll take that over what we currently have. So we're going to check that out right now. It's called Heads of State.
Mr. Prime Minister. Mr. President. It's our debut duet. Duet? Yeah, it's like I'm Dr. Dre and you're Eminem, and we're taking that stage for the first time together.
Oh, no.
I'm Eminem. What is it with you, walking around thinking you're better than everybody else? What's the difference between me and you? You are the commander-in-chief, you know, some DJ in Vegas. So what's the difference between us? All right, I get it, you don't like my movies. I've never seen your movies. But the universe keeps telling me I look cool with a gun in my hand. What's the difference between a toy gun. What's that? That can't be good. I got something to say. Oh, shit. We just survived the worst security breach in history. The cavalry's coming. So keep calm and carry on. Hey, fellas, how's it going? Yep. We're about to get our asses kicked, man. Read the room.
A lot of people want you dead. My mission is to deliver you to the most secure location on this continent.
Hey, where's your backup?
There is no backup.
What's the playbook on this?
There is no damn playbook.
Huey.
Let's make one.
Yeah.
On the movies now, son. Come on! Who's the action hero now? How are you alive? I just kept calm and carried on.
Not gonna lie, that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you've seen these two on the Suicide Squad and then watching them now, this looks like a lot of fun.
I thought Andrew was gonna fall out of her chair trying to, you can't see me. I was like, the momentum was gonna have her fall out the chair.
I am locked into this thing.
Oh my goodness! So
actors like are made a name for themselves so much now they can just start having fun, and this just looks like it's going to be so much fun. And I love that they're not taking it too seriously. No, I thought they were going to switch it at first. It would have been hilarious if John Cena was a prime minister and Idris was the
president.
I don't know if I can do a
That would've
John
been
Cena accent. John Cena doing
John
the accent
Cena
for 2 hours?
It's a joke. No, it's a joke.
I don't know. John Cena with a
no
British
accent.
accent, though, that might be different.
I would do it. I would definitely want to hear it.
Maintaining that would be hard as hell. That's for sure. I'll tell you.
Jack Quaid
For
said
him
the boys.
especially.
Jack Quaid said the boys might be ending, but my career is just beginning.
Right.
Yeah, man, he's getting a check after check.
Huey said, "Look, I'm gonna still get money regardless."
Facts.
See, he was talking to Carl Urban. That's why he was just like, whatever you do something else, and then do something else after that.
Multiple streams of income.
That's it.
On top of being a nepo baby, we appreciate you staying out of trouble, kid.
Right.
Appreciate a nepo baby who knows they're a nepo baby and then but has the talent to not be one.
Yeah,
that's that part. Yes,
it's like he respects that he is, but he's good enough to not be one. It's like, okay, eventually we'll know. Okay, you're good.
Like we appreciate an unproblematic nepo baby.
Yes.
Staying out of trouble and just making television shows that we love. We appreciate.
And calling out his dad for crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you came from
no comment.
You came from the guy who
you say, "Why can't you be more like your son?" That part.
I'm just saying.
Oh man, so, Lady Mandalore. Hey, see, she knows what I'm talking. Check after check after check.
Right. And then the crossover episode, hilarious.
See?
But this movie's gonna be funny.
Oh yeah,
yeah. This is definitely an immediate. Yeah. This is an immediate watch.
These types of films that you don't always have to have the no shade to sinners, but you don't always have to have a film that has a symbolic meaning. You don't always have to have something that's action packed and serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have an action comedy with the right vehicle, with the right people in front, and here you are with the right people in front.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Though I find it hilarious that this movie is like the comedy version of the one that just came out on Prime. Like
G20.
And the reason I'm calling it the comedy version is because like she had like a little like thing with the Prime Minister of England where he was just much more of a baby though, but also a huge security breach and like the world leaders in trouble and all that trying to save. I found it's like, oh wait, this is hilarious. You're playing on that same role again.
I like the fact that she said, "I'm not going to wear these heels. I'm going to wear these."
Because honestly, why? Why do my feet have to hurt? Why do my feet have to hurt?
You see how long this gown is? They're going to be looking at my feet now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely this is on my watch list and it's looking good to begin with. So shout out to that entire team. That's just going to be a good fun Friday night watch anyway. So we get a lot of good stuff for the summer. So I don't know. Whoopty, what did you think?
You're not muted, Whoopty, but
what? I'm sorry. What?
You're in a glass case promotion, Whoopty.
She's in a good. Why did you take the joke from me? I was gonna say.
Your mic isn't connected. Like the mic is on, but something's getting picked up, but we can't hear you.
Right. Hold on. Let me see.
We're calling from inside the house.
Whoopty, you in danger, girl.
Georgia Storms that came for you again?
Nope. The spirit. It's a hang.
It's a hang. Oh my God! Not a hang. Not a hang.
I love hand signals too. Like I get super pumped up.
My sign language is rusty.
Pump it up.
While Whoopty gets her mic under control, Nate, what do you think?
Okay, if I remove the pro wrestling fan in myself and decide to give it a chance, I think it'll be fun. If you put the right actors together for a comedy, someone said, "Help that baby, she needs some milk." If you put the right elements together, I've seen some of the comedy actions that I just haven't had no interest in. But it's always the charisma between the actors that make it fun. They make you want to sit down and watch it and make a mess with the popcorn, especially when you're screaming at the screen. I feel like I'd be screaming at the screen for this one. So yeah. But on the other side of it, fuck John Cena. That's all I gotta say.
All right, try it now, Whoopi.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
No, it would have been funny if we said we can't hear you.
No, what you think of it, Whoopty?
It looks like it'll be the kind of movie that you could just watch and turn off your brain, like and enjoy, like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's the kind of movie I could just throw on and watch anytime it's on and enjoy it every single time.
No matter which version that is. It's funny seeing Scott Pilgrim is the ex-girlfriend show up at the door. Is Scott home? No, and you see him diving out the window. That's still hilarious.
That's like, cool. And then reach back in and grab the jacket. Just
right.
Creator Horror. What did you think?
I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, I didn't know that I could actually enjoy Idris and John Cena together. That is a interesting pairing that I would have never guessed to see together. But at the same time, like looking at it, it's like, all right, I can see this. I can see this.
Lady Mandalore.
Same sentiment as Whoopty. It just feels like something you could turn on and just put your brain on autopilot and, you know, blink at the appropriate times and also then laugh.
When she said the same sentiment as Whoopty, I was like, what, the Hanks? I'm like, they just keep coming from them. Tafari.
I mean, I'm not the biggest wrestling person, but I've watched both of these two take less and less serious roles, but serious roles at the same time. So I'm down for it. I think it'll be a good weekend watch. This would definitely be your typical get out the house summer blockbuster type of film.
I don't think Idris can take a comedy role and not be serious.
That's the comedy.
That's the comedy. Like even in the Suicide Squad, he took himself serious amongst a bunch of buffoonery.
Yeah, we need Bloodsport.
Yeah,
we need Bloodsport back. By the way, y'all can't just. That's not a one and done character. That
he really isn't. But depending where Gunn wants to put him,
especially after the whole ego contest between Peacemaker trying to see. Like y'all killed all these people and they were on your side. They were the rebels.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think he's gonna show up. I think he's gonna show up somewhere in season 2.
Yeah. I hope so.
It's James Gunn.
I hated that I liked Peacemaker. I hated that I liked that show.
I very much held a grudge.
I don't forgive him. I still don't forgive him for the movie. I don't forgive him.
I held a grudge for Rick Flag too. So when he finally started crashing out halfway through the season, I'm like, okay, maybe this is.
Because I was like, no, he doesn't get a redemption arc.
No, not him. Not him.
Like, oh crap!
Anybody but him.
Like you're trying to think, oh my god, like are you really gonna make me care about you?
Yeah, because the dad's even is like 3 times as worse. He's like, you're just like, I gotta like the kid now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
when you see where he came from, you understand.
Yeah,
we see why you are the way you are.
Yeah, you have to be that person because you don't even get along with your father.
So not from lack of trying.
Right.
Yeah, no, that.
He's like, I like everything else, but I will never forgive you for Rick Flag. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
And then y'all want to twist the knife in Creature Commandos too. Oh yeah, your son was killed in battle. Your son was killed in battle. You lying heifer, you. Like what?
It's still too soon. Still too soon.
And then it's his dad is in the Superman movie, so it's like the lie continues. 3 films in or 3 projects in.
Shit.
Are you ever going to find out? So
and it depends on Waller.
Yeah.
When she
he's not gonna find out then.
Or somebody. I mean, if Lazarus Pits are around.
Oof.
Oh,
okay. Don't pump fake us like Harley Quinn did. That's all I ask.
Jesus. In our final trailer, that I was not expecting. It'll not this soon anyway. Predator Badlands teaser trailer dropped, and you are a Predator fan.
That was me.
You're in
the timing of our cosplay community. Jesus Christ!
Right. Shout out to Hellspawn cosplay, Eric Smoke Moran, Sir Julius cosplay. Like
Shauna, and I think I'm forgetting one other name.
Yeah, shout out to them because they just did a whole thing. Psycho Image Films did a nice little short about along with Hellspawn's kid who plays a soldier.
Cool.
I was just like, that's funny to me right now. BT help Hubert. So yeah,
I've never seen a female predator, but they pulled it off nicely. And then like the cosplay transition, because Homegirl was one of the Steve Harveys from last year.
Yeah,
in that video we shot.
Tafari's neck broke. He was like, "That ain't."
Well, because I saw her like last year. I'm like, that's quite the transition. I didn't know you like. One was very simple. This one was like, I didn't know you was capable of this the whole time.
Yeah. So we're gonna check out Predator Badlands right now.
I didn't think you survived. You're hunting something that can't be killed.
That.
Wait, it's coming out in theaters? I thought it was coming out to Hulu.
No, that's the anthology series.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Hulu's gonna be the show, and the show's gonna alley-oop to this. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get lore for each episode, which then circles full way in this movie. Because even the breakdown with all I caught was the android from Alien being in this movie. Or at least
There's
from the
talk of those trophy skulls right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, are we about to say that Kong is hanging on that? Kong or a Congo is hanging on that wall?
Look, I said it in our group chat before. I said, imagine a world where you have, obviously, you're going to have the engineers. It looks like one of those skulls belongs to the engineers, which was from Alien Covenant. Another skull looks like the skull from a T-Rex, possibly Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Another skull does look like an ape-like skull, which could be a not Kong, but a Kong type creature. And then another one that could possibly be aliens from Independence Day. I don't know yet. The verdict is still out, and
Independence Day or War of the Worlds is the
War of the Worlds, right?
War of the Worlds will be easier to do because it starts going to ID4. I'm sorry.
I told the group, I said, imagine a world where you're a human and you living in this world. You're dealing with xenomorphs, engineers, predators.
Nope.
It's kaiju.
But for the majority of it, you treat the same way like most Black folks treat horror movies. Hey, would you like to raid a cargo ship in space for no other reason but maximum profit that I don't know about? Nope. Credits.
What was that sound? It was that way. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
It was they got Alien Earth coming out too, and I'm curious to where that lines up with whatever this movie is doing.
And that's supposed to be on FX, so that's a whole nother thing of a xenomorph field ship landing on Earth.
So that'll be on Hulu too. Then is what I'm hearing.
Look, as a human, I'm good. I'm good. Would you rather? No, I'm good.
Where's my flamethrower and where's my smart gun?
What'd you say?
Go ahead,
as
Andrew.
someone who has AVP on like I have it and it's always downloaded on my phone. Oh, I just I have to re-download it, but it's always on my phone. And I can watch it whenever I fly, whenever I don't have service. Let's watch AVP. I am so excited. I don't like the aliens. I don't like the aliens. The xenomorphs scare me. But the predators, they hunt for a reason. As long as you're not the reason, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
About you. Just
don't be the tribes, but as long as you're not on their radar, you
don't want to be the best at something, because then that's when, like that one movie Predators, where they were all on the planet.
On the planet, yeah.
all you gotta do is just not be the best, and that's fine with me because they're not gonna hunt the best writer. They don't want that.
They just kind of slick disrespectful when that one predator came up on that one guy and he knew he had cancer or something, and he just sat there and said,
"You're not worth it."
There's no hunt in a dying. There's no hunt in a dying animal. I'm also curious, like, is this like a teenage one going through a trial? Because like he's young, no mask, no real armor, the chipped tooth.
I thought he was rejected.
Or is he off the 2018 Predators where they found out that they had like human DNA, and so maybe he's just a different version of the hunter? Because why does the hunter have human DNA? And he looked more humanoid than any of the other ones. Yeah. So I'm thinking this is like.
He also did look like he was going through. He also did look like he was going through his. He looked like he was going through a teenage like hair phase as well, along with. That's true. And then somebody was getting Sparta kicked off a cliff at one point, so he might be the last of a dying tribe.
Wow,
it's long.
There was a whole. Look at it again. There's a whole Lion King sequence of somebody staring down as somebody is falling or getting kicked off.
No, you got a fair point.
When it says hurt, I'm like, he might be the last of. Kind of like what Demetrius was trying to tell us in the group chat, there might be different tribes, and these might be descendants of people that the engineers tampered with but couldn't control, and now it's who knows.
But engineers were worse than humans. They were just tampering with everything. I'm like, why? Why do you
I would just say this? I'm just glad for a different Predator story. That's all I asked. I wanted a different Predator story because you could always go up against aliens. You can always go up against humans. Why not give the Predator an adversary that's literally unbeatable?
Even Prey. Prey was fantastic.
Prey was good. It was.
In its inception, nobody knew this was a Predator film. Like
that, man. I wish somebody had filmed that trailer reveal at DreamCon, because like for the first 2 minutes, we had no idea what was coming on. They're just like, yeah, we have to run a promotion because we got bills. And then when the click starts coming through and the bear, he is like in the, it was like, oh, this is a Predator film. We had no idea what we were looking at. Like we were locked in, but like the crowd lost it.
Of course.
You like a good Predator film. I'm just saying. I love her.
I'm curious what the white hair
like a Predator. I'm not. Don't come for me. I'm not fierce. I will fold him easily.
Not as
Girl,
bad as
your stuff. You're fierce. Trust.
Like I sleep with a knife next to my bed, but like not enough to like
You're not Danny Glover out here. You're just not just like.
Oh, Danny Glover. That was a good one too. I'm not Danny Glover. I'm not trying to be out there fighting like. You got it, boo. I'm not annihilating.
A predator on that. A predator was on that.
They hit her with the thug tat at the end. It's like you killed the queen and brought the body out. Good looks.
Those fan fictions of that story was so hilarious.
I know a lot of people don't like that first one, but I thought it was okay for its time. I was entertained. I think the game needs to be redone.
I agree.
Yeah.
AVP was
so that.
We're
looking forward to that.
I'm curious.
Have a wall of trophies or something.
Yeah, I'm curious what the white-haired Predator is about. That is that like a shaman, like a whole new?
They have a It's a shaman version. They do have a shaman Predator. They have a shaman, then they have a warrior, and then there's a bunch of them in between. Like
I don't know how I feel about the white hair reference here. Okay, I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, I mean,
I was just going to say he's an elder.
Wisdom.
It's clearly, that's the buzzword to keep people getting in trouble. It's wisdom. No, it's not. I'm old as fuck. Okay, how about
under this wig, I have a couple of those coming in, so you know.
I'll go say Navy because I've got just as much, if not more, white hair than you do.
That was a low key slander. Don't play.
I do got more than Navy does. You just have I'm gonna tell you why. Navy has the majestic beard that he can go literally as the guy that knows everything, or he can go as Master Roshi. The man has options, is what I'm pointing out. I go around, I get mistaken as an extra from Congo. He goes around.
Oh my God.
He at least seemed like he was an elder leading the charge on another tribe or something, because we see him standing over another dismembered predator at the time. So
I can't.
Yeah, he's crawling away, like he's beaten, and his arm is cut off. You can see his arm that's cut off. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm also curious why one of them even has one of the predator or not the alien, what is it, androids or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And who is she talking to? Because
that was about that. I'm like, who is this white woman that's about to survive the whole film for no reason? I'm like, oh, she's a robot. Okay, never mind.
That makes me think of Prometheus all over again, though.
Yeah,
that's where my mind went when I saw her eyes go white. I was like, isn't that the same as the black dude in the other film?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which go back and watch that one. That's a good one. Like if you liked Alien, the very first one,
he
they
whole energy in that movie.
Yeah.
Those give me
they rounded the block on that one. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the first version energy all day. Like I actually had a jump scare in that one. I'm like, yo. I was like, wait a minute.
Not the jump scare. Oh,
yeah. I don't get jump scares. And I'm just like, oh, damn. So yeah, it definitely it's a screaming at the screen moment. Like, why? Yo, put the gun down and ain't nothing left in it.
Just
stop shooting at them. They got acid for blood. Just keep moving.
I feel safe with the gun. Don't yell at me.
I feel safe on the other ship. Never.
I feel safe on another planet.
Let's go. Let's check out this abandoned ship.
Why do I see Andrea trying to answer the stress call?
I will drop you off and undock immediately and get from jumping's length away.
You see that when you see that ship ended up on the other side of the space station, so all they just had to wait. They were just waiting. I'm like, I'm just making sure ain't no damage here. I just can't get out of here. I can't leave yet. I'm waiting on y'all. Dude.
This is why I say if you're gonna be a pilot, if you're gonna be in space, pilot skills. You never know where you need to go.
And I'm never leaving the cockpit. Put my bed right there.
Yeah.
Because if I need to go, deuces. Don't leave us. Y'all should have left the cockpit.
This is why. No, go ahead.
What do you gotta do?
You gotta do like Han Solo. You like, I'll swing around and grab you, but I'm not just gonna be sitting here waiting.
Grabbing no one. Those things, I don't know if you're infected. It goes through your mouth. I don't know if you have something inside of you. No, I mean, everyone lies.
That's when you ask questions. He was like, everybody else is bone dry. Why are you so wet? What's wrong with you?
That is a good point because
where's the zombie bite? Oh, I'm not bitten, but you're sweating like you are. Everyone lies.
We out here telling.
Getting back on. I don't know.
See, at least in the thing, you had a way to test. You don't have a way to test an alien whether or not you've been infected.
You see,
outside of the shoot. X-ray. There we go.
Yeah, look, if you start that girl was sick almost instantly. I'm like, what's wrong with her?
What you got?
We got to put her in quarantine. Why don't we just go ahead and ship her out? Like,
she got ricket. Run. She got ricket.
Double tap. Kill them both. So sorry.
Look, I took my clues from Malcolm Reynolds. Please take me with you. Nope, this is Mercy. I gotta take you out. This is Mercy. I won't let the Reavers get you, but they're not gonna get me neither.
Right. We out here telling these ghost stories instead of doing what we supposed to do.
Johnson said, "Why you so what? Wet? Why you so wet?
Say wet.
Everybody else dry. Why you so wet?
You need.
Why your eyes so big? What's wrong with you?" No.
Just for safety measures. Double tap. No.
Right.
So,
we're getting ready to get out of here. I want to thank our guest, Andrea Rose Washington.
Yay, friend. Yay.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
So I am Andrea Rose W or Andrea Rose Washington on like all the platforms like that. On Instagram and Facebook. And I think TikTok, I'm Andrea Rose Washington. There's one place I'm Andrea Rose W. I don't remember which one it is. Too many social medias. To order a signed copy of any of my stuff, you can get it off my website. That is ARWbooks.com. ARWBOOKS.
I think it's suffice to say that we will be grabbing copies for ourselves. I implore the listeners and those who are watching the show to do the same, because Ahmentree's magic and scenes out of place. I need shows.
Mm-hmm.
I need shows. You know.
Oh my gosh.
I almost kissed it, but I felt like that was too much.
You forgot where you were at. Like,
looking at you going, what are you doing, girl?
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Shout out to Jocelyn Short.
Yeah, Jocelyn did an amazing job. I'm sorry, I was feeling myself.
Right on in. She fits right on in.
Right.
She waited all night for the setup, y'all. She waited all night for the setup.
See? Yeah, that's twinning them behind her. That's all.
Oh my God.
She's smoking stack right there.
Right. Lady Mandalore, talk to the people.
Ooh, shit. Yeah. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. I forgot. We was thrown off. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. You can catch me. Let me not poke the bear. You can catch me playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Some baddie booty and becoming like an ultimate Jedi. On Sunday, you can catch me and the lovely Navy Montel doing our independent comic book reading thing. Also on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I do voice work. I work for, weight loss plans, things like that. Cool.
Multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Right.
Please.
Listen to Carl Urban and Jack Quaid. They couldn't be wrong. Diversify your bonds. I learned that from Dave Chappelle.
Sprinkled in pennies. Sprinkled.
Grid of Horror, Geek by Heart. Talk to the people.
What's up, everybody? I am Lane from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart. You can find us on YouTube, IG, Twitch at Geek by Heart. We talk about movies. We talk about trailers. We definitely have Sinners on our channel. We definitely have some other stuff on our channel. For some reason, I'm getting a blank. I don't know why. We will have Until Dawn probably by Sunday. He's already seen it. He came back and was like, better than I expected. So I was like, oh, okay.
Look, Sinners right now is a hard bill to top right now. So it's just kind of like, the bar has been raised.
That part. And I will continue to do South of Midnight now that I finish Until Dawn today. I will do South of Midnight on Sunday. So join me. I'll be going live at 5.
Our nails tactician, Whoopty, talk to the people.
Freaking do.
You can find me in one of two places, either on Instagram at Whoopty Freaking Do and on TikTok as Whoopty Freaking Do. And if you're ever looking for nerdy nails, you can find me on Instagram at, I don't know if you can see those.
Yeah, let me put you.
Those are pretty.
Those are pretty.
Oh, yeah.
This is some of my stuff. You can find me at Instagram on Fresh Press by Z.
It's Thursday. Don't worry. It's Friday Eve. It's everything's in shutdown mode.
Shoot, I'm already there.
Spartan, talk to the people.
Yes. Black_Spartan615 on the socials where you can find me. Shows are still going on. We're still covering what goes down the DM the wrong way with F47 and gang on how the Fractal got here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm Tafari and myself, Tafari, Joe and myself, apparently it's spreading now, are all going to be talking about what happened on Star Wars, what happened on The Last of Us, and all the gaming news that has come out, especially stuff that just came out 3 minutes ago on how basically Get Bit podcast every Friday at 8:30-ish. I myself will be streaming because I finally got it figured out. By figuring out, maybe we got a new camera because we pretty much Viking the old camera. We'll be streaming Expedition 33 and eventually Doom the Dark Ages once that's out because, your boy is a Doom fan and I always love to see how many times I can take somebody out with a single shotgun. Also, that being said, please check out the Blerds.org website. Usually our Chaos Demon here, who's basically got his hands on a lot of pies, as we're all contributors.
Consensually.
Thank you.
With consent.
The man is trying to work out and lose the weight. Stop it.
With consent.
See, I went to a different type of pie.
You keep forgetting FT.
I like that.
Our shipwright spends so much time on the engine that he forgets to come up to the galley and oh yeah, you're in the party group right now.
I love how the party just pivoted because I was gonna say
and my mind went to food. I can't speak for everybody else on that side of the room. Like,
I was gonna sit there and say we use NDAs, sir. Outside of that, again,
I mean, it considers what you consider food.
So,
early. I'll give. There you go.
Mr. Chris Furry.
This is how I know. This is how I know I found my tribe. Not take away from the great Reverend because he does the speeches. I just lock doors, collect collection plates. But that being said, basically, don't doom scroll. Find your peace, find your strength, check on your people. Do something that makes you happy. You have the ability to make somebody happy either for a second or a lifetime. Please do so. The world can use more of that. At the same time, respect the cosplayers at all times. Please wash your ass. I got kids. So if you wind up getting my kids sick and get me sick, and I find out you got me sick, I'm whooping your ass. And the last thing I have for myself as I have for everybody else, guys, in a world that is cold, that is cruel, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we all will be cool.
Right. Brother Navy, the shepherd book of the crew. Talk to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Blerds of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It is I, one part of this illustrious group, your frosted bearded Blerd, the shepherd book, and the Reverend. I don't know how I got that title. If you want to know what shenanigans I'm up to, I'm across social media on Navy Montel. I am delving into I'm into voice acting a little bit as well. My streaming will be returning on Sunday evenings. I will be picking up South of Midnight tomorrow. So I will be a part of the Popular Collective. I am just happy to be a part of this grouping of amazing people. I get to hang out with Lady Mandalore on Sunday nights at 7:00, and we talk comics and nerd stuff and everything. Because when you put two Capricorns together, it's all types of shenanigans, y'all. And it's hilarious.
And if you know about this crew, we've shenan once, we're gonna shenan again.
Again, okay, and again and again. I have one word for everyone out there. Do you have a guardian angel that has been there for you, that has been lifting you up and keeping you going, that has motivated you to see another day, who has told you that taking another step is not painful? If you do, give them their flowers. Let them know that they are appreciated, because people out there are putting in the work, aren't getting the credit. There are people who are putting in work just to make it to the next day, and they need to be acknowledged and seen. If you see someone doing that, please let them know that you see them. Acknowledge them. Let them be known. Their feelings are validated, and if they're not feeling their best, it's all right to not feel your best. Just let them know that they're not alone, and everybody will be okay.
I would play that clip, but that one, that word, that's what that was. That word,
and he wonders why we call him Reverend.
No, I very much appreciate.
I'm gonna let that one sit.
I very much appreciate that. Like during Navy's last sermon, you couldn't see us, but somebody else joined me and picked up right where I stopped. I didn't even say that I was humming "Wade in the Water," but somebody caught it and picked up right where I cut off.
Look, somebody's doing it right now.
Yo, y'all threw me off the last time. Y'all so busy humming. I said I gotta stop.
You said relax, so I stopped and somebody else picked the tune up right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was being as petty as I could be, because I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna do this with old church organ music.
I know PK, so you're taking me back to first.
I hate and love every last one.
Oh my God. Tafari TV, talk to the people.
So got back from the 70mm showing centers. People actually flew in for that. Apparently there's only like 8 of those theaters in the country. So it's what I think they said 5 stories high, 7 across. Not an inch of screen goes unused. Correct. So it is.
Oh my God!
Welcome to Texas.
Basically,
they got one here in Atlanta.
This ain't Texas.
Let me know.
We have one, but it's at the Science Center, and they're not showing it yet. And the way they're sold out of Wicked. Barbie is showing in the Dark Knight, so I know they'll probably show it during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Y'all get an extra filmer. Let me know. Apparently, the group before me got the last of them, so that's
I will definitely make a trip for that down to the Science Center, because we don't have another one.
You get the film thingy at the 71.
No, that's what I'm saying. The group before me got the last of them. So the fact that there's only 8 theaters that are doing that promotion, but you only made enough of the thing to last like half a day.
Yeah. That's saying a lot.
That is. Talk to your promotion teams.
Well, or the team held some back.
Oh, most definitely. I used to work at movie theaters. This is
all right.
This is a thing. This is a thing. That and walking the aisles for what fell between the seats. But please go support Sinners if you haven't seen or you want to see it and talk about it with us. I'm running back the entire hour and 40 minutes we did on Tuesday. So that's going up tomorrow. This week.
What time is it? Like 7? I think you don't know, but
I usually do 7 p.m. Eastern, whatever. 6 p.m. for me, 7 for y'all. I'll probably do 2 of the other trailers we did tonight. This week, I'm actually out of games to play. I'm done with South of Midnight and The Walking Dead, so I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Thank you to Dallas Outlaw for the Medium. She decided to write an article of my story so far that got published, which I appreciate. This week was actually the 17th anniversary of me being on this platform.
What's going on, Theo Cabby? What's happening?
Hey, Theo. Yeah, this is my 17th YouTube anniversary, so almost 2 decades, 3 years younger than this platform as a total.
Wow.
Other thing.
In other words, he's saying he was born in the darkness.
Basically, I have been here since inception. Look in the background of most big moments. I'm somewhere in the crowd. Clips here, BlerdCon page. We are uploading stuff over there. There should be another upload going tomorrow. As far as the group, I'm working on getting the footage from over there. It's just a pain to get a hold of right now, so stay tuned for that. We did get to do an interview with Janelle Monáe on Kira's page, so go check that out. Virus Graphics is shutting down, so y'all, half of them shirts have already been taken off the site forever. So if you want something, I would suggest go get it now. I'll put links to all of that in the comments.
So it is your captain of the ship, man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you to our guests, Andrea Rose Washington. Go check her out on IG. Go get some of that book. Go get all the books. Quit playing.
Go get all of them.
You know how we do over here. Go get all her books. And thank you, Andrea, for coming on and kicking back with us. Now you see we are a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you to the dope crew. Always showing up, showing out, and showing off. And never in that order. We just do what we do. Probably one of the best Blerd crews out here, and we got to get this ship back up in orbit because these folks on Earth is tripping.
Y'all don't know.
Now I know how Luffy feels. I like, where's the food at? I need the food. Just give me the food. But we are live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. You can check us out on APRTV on Roku devices and Amazon Fire. You can also check us out wherever you listen to your podcast. We want you to check us out live on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and donate. That helps a lot. Keeps the ship running because gas ain't cheap. So remember, we do our clips Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we're running back our Sinners breakdown. Obi is losing it over here. And we do our Sinners breakdown tomorrow night. You'll see it running back at 7 p.m. So check that out. 7 p.m. And I'm doing voice work as well, so check us out on Talk Story to Me on Spotify. Just go in there and you can hear me and Kira, and I think Navy's on a couple pieces too. So.
Yeah, don't leave me out.
So go check that out. So be sure to check us out. Be sure to support everybody that you see on the screen. Show up, show out, be creative, be positive, and as I do with every show, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. I'm Chris Fury with our guest, Andrea Rose Washington, and this dope crew. We will be back Tuesday. Have you some fun. Don't be a dick. All the great stuff, and you can open the doors now. Go ahead, open the doors. We will see you next week. Have fun. We'll see you online.
Yeah. Bye.